Hello, this is Malorian, and this is going to be a 2,000 point game of my Dwarves up against some vampire counts. So there's a tournament that's coming up here in April, and there's a guy that's looking for a practice game, so I said, sure, let's do this. And even though I plan on taking my orcs, my brother's boring them, so I brought up my dwarves here. So anyway, on my side, I'm going to have a cannon that has the flaming rune. Then I have a horde of, well, there's 40 of the dwarf warriors with shields, and in there I have a BSB who has a 1+ armor, he has +1 strength, he has flaming attacks, and he's a master in a challenge. Nothing's going to matter here. I have an organ gun, I have a grudge thrower that's strength 5, and also I can reroll my scatter. I have my rune lord on an anvil, and he has a master rune of balance and his dispel scroll basically. And a shield and all that fun stuff. Then I have a horde of the warriors with great weapons. They're actually in the building there, they're with the red top. And then coming off from the side, I have 22 miners with the steam drill and a banner. Up on the other side there, we have 5 wolves on the left. He has a whole bunch of skeletons with a level 2 vampire who actually took shadow. Then he has a corpse cart. In front of all that, he has 2 units of 2 spirit hosts. He has a whole bunch of zombies, and in there he has his necromancer, and he has that Kremler guy. Then he has his mortis engine. He has some hex wraiths that I've already moved up, and then some more dogs. And the mission we got for this one was Watchtower. So I felt pretty good because my opponent won the roll and wanted to go first, and neither of us had a unit that could go inside. And so even though my Watchtower Blitz won't work because I'm too slow, especially with my anvil, I should be able to get there first. And here's just a close-up of his army. One thing I forgot is behind the one building on the left, he also has a Vargulf, but really he doesn't have anything that's that killy. So once I get into the building, it's pretty much over. And even though it's pretty much the other way as well, I mean, at least if he got in there with some skeletons, I can be blasting with war machines and take it on with my great weapon guys. But again, I'm feeling fairly comfortable. So I get first turn, and a little bit of bad luck, but nothing that really matters at this point. So my 2 units of warriors, one's moving up towards the building, the other one hops outside of the other building, and my cannon fires, misfires, can't shoot this turn or next, not that big of a deal. When I tried using the anvil to make my 1 unit move up towards the building, I rolled a 1, but at least it just didn't do anything this turn. My organ gun took out the wolves on the far left side, and my grudge thrower went after his hex wraiths and just scattered off. His turn 1, his hex wraiths run through my warriors here, killing 5 of them, and now they're going to be causing trouble in the back, but really, I don't really care. I mean, once I get my stuff to the actual watchtower, pretty much they've done their job. Son of his turn looks like this, really just a general advance. I really thought his spirit host would be moving up a lot faster to be trying to get in my way, and then him trying to force off a Van Hales or something, but of course really, in this magic battle, I'm getting +3 dice between the anvil and the lord, and then I'm stealing one of his dice, so he almost cast no spells whatsoever this entire game, and one of them was in this round, which was the Gazna Gash on my organ gun, which I just let through because I just didn't care. So my turn 2, my miners come in, and with the help of the anvil, I charge into the rear of these zombies, and now my opponent's in double trouble, because not only do I have the watchtower, but now he's about to lose his general as well. So, I mean, really, as soon as I saw this, I thought he might just give up. End of my turn 2 then, looks like this. I do the swift reform move trick to get into the watchtower. My great weapon warriors are moving up just to kind of block off all these other units here, and you can see that his zombies took a real hurting. I mean, I rolled great, and of course when you kill that many and they crumble on top of that, it's just deadly, so they're not going to last long at all. My other war machines didn't really do much. I did 1 wound to the Vargulf, but again, like I was saying, it doesn't really matter. His turn then, his hex wraiths go into my anvil, and of course, I mean, I have no magic weapon, I have no way to kill these guys. It's going to mean that I can't use the anvil anymore, so that's going to hurt, but really I don't need it anymore, and once I kill his general, maybe these guys will all crumble. And he has a whole bunch of charges. He has the skeletons going into the building. I'm not really scared there. I mean, I don't know what his vampire build is, but I can just sit out a turn and then beat him up with my BSB later. And then meanwhile, he has all of his spirit hosts and his Vargulf and his Mortis engine all going after my great weapon warriors. And even though I'm sure I'm going to lose that fight, I'm going to be steadfast. End of his turn, though, things aren't looking that good. I mean, my butt was kicked on the right and I held, just like I expected. But as you can see, my warriors have been pushed outside of the building. And I really kind of noticed this right away because all of a sudden I had to take my fear test on 3 dice, drop the lowest, you're -1 leadership, and you don't get your BSB reroll. And that's when I realized, man, if he just beats me in combat, he's going to push me out. And of course on this first combat here, I'm only weapon skill 1, so I lost the combat and got pushed out. And so now all of a sudden this is a totally different game where he's inside there with a whole bunch of skeletons and I'm going to work really quickly to try and get them out. Otherwise, you can see at the top he's really crumbled now. It's just down to his general, but yeah, this is going to be a lot tougher than I thought. My turn 3 then, I destroy his general, and even though I thought I'd just be passing off to the other vampire, I forgot he has to have the Laura vampire, so he's just going to keep crumbling and crumbling. So this gives me some hope, and you know, not that many things did go. I mean, his corpse card is gone, and his wolves and stuff, but yeah, other than that, in this fight, I really just rallied and got ready to keep going. His turn 3 then. Not much to do here again. I mean, of course, you can see now his general, well, everything's dead there. His spirit hosts are starting to go away, but my warriors are almost toast. My hope is that, you know, his Mortis engine is down to 1 wound, the Vargulf is down to 1 wound, so even though his Vargulf doesn't crumble, at least maybe when that Mortis engine dies, it'll explode and kill the Vargulf, and I'm just hoping that happens before I can run away. My turn 4 was a little bit of stupidity. I forgot to charge the watchtower, which is a huge mistake. Otherwise, you can see that, well, on the right, I should be broken and all that, but I rolled double 1, so I got a little bit lucky there. And my miners, it's a little bit of trick here. He'd cast the spell on me, so I was only movement 1, but then I just declared a charge, moved the highest dice, and I moved 6 inches anyway, so got around that a little bit, but man, I just need to get in there, start killing those skeletons. His turn forward, the big thing that happens here is that he destroys the last of my warriors, and actually there's 1 left that runs and he has to run it down, but yeah, both his stuff is still alive. Game keeps going, I get my turn 5, I remember to charge in this time, and when I go to kill his vampire, because he's only down to 1 wound, I know he's not that much of a fighty character at this point, even though my BSB has flaming attacks and gets to reroll to wound, I don't even get a wound. So I think I win combat by 1, he of course just crumbles by 1 and I get pushed back out. His turn 5 is basically just the engine exploding and killing the Vargulf, so that's nice. I can now just focus on those skeletons in the center. Game keeps going and I get a turn 6, and this was just embarrassing. I had this brilliant idea that, you know what, by this point his hex rates are off my anvil, so what I can do is, even though I had some horrible luck, and I didn't mention it, but last turn both my cannon and my organ gun misfired and exploded, that I can basically shoot my grudge thrower at the watchtower, and then after that I can use the anvil to charge the unit in, so I can get some extra damage going. Well, unfortunately my anvil scattered, smashed my miners, and now, yeah, my miners are pretty much too small to charge in. And then I got some more bad news because I charged in my big unit after with the anvil, and my BSB did 3 wounds to his vampire, so I was looking great. But he has the little helm on him, so he has a 2+ ward against flaming attacks. So, man, this is just looking impossible. So, of course, on his turn, there's nothing really to do. We get a turn 7, and so now I send in what's left of my miners, and he goes in, his vampire basically whiffs. I luckily passed my leadership. Or did I fail it? I think I even failed it. Either way, I killed his vampire, which means that he's going to be crumbling faster, kill a good number of skeletons. of course they crumble a little bit more, and so now I'm thinking maybe I can pull this off. But then on his side of 7, of course the game ends, and that's it. He's holding it with about 30 skeletons. So a victory to the vampires, and wow, what a roller coaster this game was. I mean, from the very beginning where I thought, he doesn't stand a chance whatsoever. Everything went my way. I had him by scenario and by destroying his general and making him crumble. And then all of a sudden, that just leadership thing just turns everything around, and I'm in a desperate move to try and get him out of the building. Of course, I made my mistakes. I mean, forgetting to charge in that one turn really hurts, but in the end, I don't think it would have made the difference. Maybe I would have killed, let's say, 5 more skeletons. So, I mean, once he gets that many skeletons in there, you really need a combat unit, not a shield unit, to break them out. So, anyway, it was an interesting game. I'm looking forward to get revenge at the tournament, but it was good fun. So, thanks for watching. Bye.